2, 3, 4.
How you doing? How you doing? This is the Arts Reporter, your Arts Reporter, Miss Mimi Johnson. You are logged on to mjtvnetwork.info and mimijohnson.net, the Arts Reporter, where we focus on arts, entertainment, entrepreneurs, and inspirational life stories. Every Wednesday, it goes down right here at 7 p.m., and you can also see our archives after the show. Also at youtube.com/ MJTV Network and The Arts Reporter at YouTube. So look, Joan Cartwright, my mom, we have a company called Women in Jazz South Florida. And so, wow, my mom gives me all of this great information about the government funding and the money that is being used for government funding in the arts. Sad to say, women benefit 1 to 5% of public funding in the arts. And women pay 53% of taxes on the planet, but make 64 to 75 cents on the dollar. And women contribute 93% of their income to their families, while men contribute 43% to their families. And of the 134 NEA Jazz Master Awards since 1982, with a $25,000 honorarium, only 15 women have received this award, which means that we have to nominate more women for the NEA award. Also, the Lily Betters Fair Pay Restoration Act that was signed by President Obama in 2009 does not include women musicians. Now, you've got the Lincoln Center with Wynton Marsalis, that each musician in the orchestra makes $100,000, and there's not one woman. Okay, so for me, that's government funded, which means that our tax dollars are paying for the orchestra at the Lincoln Center, and there's not one woman. Either we are going to fight for women to be hired, which should be 50% of the orchestra, or grant us the millions of dollars that we need so that we can hire our women musicians and composers to play in the orchestras at the Lincoln Center and all other government-funded orchestras, anywhere where there is art. What can I say? Our women musicians and composers out there and the people that support us, we need to be aware of these statistics. So you can contact Joan Cartwright, my mom, who is the founder and director of Women in Jazz South Florida. Contact her on Facebook, Joan Cartwright, or at WIJSF, womeninjazzsouthflorida.com or .org. We have to break down the doors. The reason why I am a television network owner is because I've decided I don't want to work for a television network. I want to work with and be a leader and create situations where we can have equal opportunity for everyone. So my company will hire all different types of people, male and female, Males are not going to make as more money doing the same job as females, and vice versa. It will be fair. So in the society that we live in, I know that, things are not fair. I understand that, but this is why there are people like me that are leaders, and I'm a great follower. You must be a great follower before you can be a good leader. So that's one of the reasons why I created MJTV Network, besides the fact that I love being a producer. It's very serious, and to all of my women that are in the arts of film, music, authors, whatever it is, if you're a drawing, visual artist, whatever, you write jingles, whatever the case may be, you really need to step your game up and create situations and platforms that's going to help you to create income and help other women create income. That's not to say that we don't hire men, because Al, no, he on the payroll. You know what I'm saying? That's my number one engineer, and he's a man. And I'm not saying that we should not employ men. I'm just saying that we must employ our women as well. So Al has women on his staff that he employs. You see what I'm saying? So it's got to be fair, and it's got to be even. So I'm just letting y'all know what's up. Contact Joan Cartwright. She's got more information on all of just equal opportunity. This is all we're asking for. We should be past breaking the glass ceiling by now, for real. The glass ceiling should be already broken. We should be to the point where if I am in a department and a man is in a department and we're both doing the same jobs, we should be making the same money, getting the same benefits. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so some of y'all gonna be mad at me and some of y'all gonna be happy. Whatever. I can't please everybody, but I do know that I make the masses happy. Steve, I'm gonna need you to go downstairs and go get Tamiko. I just had to let Steve know, because Tamiko's in the building and she's downstairs, and we got to make sure that she comes upstairs. We are tuning into Purple is Life. Domestic violence, a really, really big issue, challenge in this world. We must protect our people in general, mostly women and children that are being abused. I can't say it enough that we need to talk about this more. It is an epidemic. It is a crisis. And I'm tired of seeing women getting beat up. I think the statistics is 1 out of every 4 women is abused, or 1 out of every 5 woman is abused daily. That's like too much. It shouldn't happen at all. But those statistics are just, it's not good. So I am a voice, as y'all know. I'm a voice for the people. Got to give a shout out to Diva JC. Hey, Ma. Got to give a shout out to Bird. Got to give a shout out to Nichelle Fox. Thank you so much. And it was, okay, so look, April 9th, Reva Blue and I are going to be at Cafe 290 in Atlanta, Georgia on Roswell Road. So we're going to be singing our hearts out. We're going to be performing, having a good time. I'll have my CDs. Joan Cartwright will be in the building. We'll have Women in Jazz CDs available. We will have my CD available, Woman. So I want everybody to just come and check us out. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it because I hardly ever get to perform with the band because I'm always doing TV that I love. But I have to work my chops as well and, do that live band situation usually for my own pleasure. Yeah, because I love it. So Reva Blue and I will be performing April 9th, next Wednesday. We start at 8 o'clock until the show is until 11. And then I need you to go online to Black Women in Jazz Awards. I was nominated for 2 awards, and I got in the final 4 for both of the awards. One is dramatist, playwright, and the other one is a performer, theater actress. And then also our compilation, Women in Jazz South Florida, got Best Record of the Year. So make sure you vote. And then Joan Cartwright got Best Producer of the Year for Black Women in Jazz Awards. We will be performing live, presenting and accepting awards on May 2nd at the Rialto. So make sure you check us out. I'm looking forward to that. The Diva and Daughter. A lot of people have never seen my mom and I on stage, so it's really great. It's a great feeling for me, and then it's really great because people just enjoy to see 2 generations singing jazz and blues and having a good time with it. So we're going to go to a commercial break. You're tuned into the Arts Reporter, Purple is Life, where we focus today on fighting domestic violence. We'll be right back right after these messages. Mwah. Yes. All right. So I got my girl here, Tamiko Lowry. Y'all know how it goes down when we do our Purple is Life. We always have Tamiko come and represent for us. How you doing?
I am doing great. How are you today?
I'm fabulous.
Good.
Genius. Excellent. I've had like people, you get to the point where you build your business, and then you're like, I got to reach out to this person. I have to reach out to this person. Now it's to the point where I have to make set schedules to talk to people.
Yes.
And they're calling like, I want some advertising, or I want to be on your show. I want you to advertise me. I want my commercial on your network.
That's great. That's really good.
Yeah. So Al was saying to me that I needed to get some more staff on. So, but you have to make the money to be able
Either
to do that.
Or get some interns.
Get some interns. Okay, so for you interns out there that are business majors and marketing and advertising majors only, contact MJTV Network at Gmail so we can get you into the studio and get you into the office to start working with me.
That would be great practice for them.
All right. What you got going on, girl? What you got going on? You got the natural going on
I
today.
know, I'm wearing my natural
I was like,
hair.
wait a minute. Do you got weave in your hair?
It's not weave, it's natural.
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Good,
Thank you.
good. So what's going on? How you feeling?
I feel great. There's a lot of stuff going on. I'm
Okay.
actually getting ready to release Wounds to Wisdom. I'm Still Standing,
Your book.
which is my book, my memoir. Talks a lot about my experience with abuse as a child, with sexual abuse, and with domestic violence.
Yes,
And I
yes.
teach women how to recover from domestic abuse and how to heal and love yourself from within.
So how do we do that? How do we heal? Because you have women like myself that were that it was like what, late teens, that I was in a domestic violence situation, but I got out.
Right.
But then you have women that, and all of us have to heal, no matter if it's for a short amount of time or a long period of time. So how do we heal?
Well, part of that healing process comes from forgiveness, from forgiving your abuser as well as forgiving yourself. A lot of times we'll forgive the abuser, but we don't forgive ourselves. And so we have to go through that process of forgiving ourselves and letting us know that it's okay that we always make mistakes, but we have to forgive ourselves. And so in the book, I do several different meditations of forgiveness to release all of that built up frustration that you've had over the years, and it'll allow you to forgive, and it's just a sense of freedom once you do that.
I remember, actually having to put my fist up and fight. And so I said, I forgive him. I never thought that I had to forgive myself because I never thought that I did anything wrong. But so where does that lie?
I mean, a lot of times we don't think that we've done something wrong, and we really haven't. We've just done what we thought was right at that present moment.
Okay.
But we still have to forgive ourselves. We don't want to go through life with that emotional baggage of not understanding why we had to go through something. And then you have to verbally say to yourself, Tamiko or Mimi, I forgive you. You have to definitely verbally say that.
Mimi, I forgive you.
And then say whatever the offense was or whatever it was that you allowed yourself to go through.
Got it. So, women that they just stay there. They stay there. They stay there. They're letting themselves go through that. So when they come out, they need to forgive themselves for allowing themselves to stay there.
Absolutely. I had to forgive myself for allowing myself to stay in an abusive relationship. I had to ask my children to forgive me.
Yes.
And not only that, but I had to forgive myself because I would beat myself up every day. Like, why would you allow yourself to go through this? And, you knew better, but I was beating myself up, and it's like emotional abuse. It's almost like you're abusing yourself all over again. So you definitely have to release it and let it go.
Wow. That's some really pertinent information.
It is.
That a lot of us need to know. So we're always talking about women. We're always talking about how we're being treated. Let's talk a little bit about men and the men that are abused.
Right. A lot of men don't speak out about the domestic abuse that they go through because men are made to feel like they're supposed to be macho, and so they're a little bit embarrassed to talk about it. But I've talked to several men that have actually experienced domestic abuse.
Wow.
And it's very, it's hard for them. I mean, you have women that are very feisty, and I've had men say, yeah, she hits me upside the head, or she'll throw the phone at me, or just, you know what I'm saying, things like that, or we talk down to them.
Okay.
So that is definitely a form of abuse, but men are taught they're supposed to be strong, and so they don't really speak out about it. But there's a lot of men out there that are dealing with domestic abuse.
What should they do?
I mean, they should reach out. They should reach out to a friend. They should reach out to different organizations. It's okay to express yourself, and your feelings. I think that a lot of times men, they're just embarrassed.
Yes.
It's very embarrassing for a man to have to go through something like that. And there are men who are extremely just gentle, and they're kind, and that's what we ask for. But sometimes there are women who are very feisty and they take advantage of that.
Well, I have dated a couple of guys that were really, really nice guys. Um, and so I could see how a woman that's feisty would be able to control them. We're still friends. We just didn't the relate. It turned into a friendship
Right.
relationship. But I could see how a really strong woman or a woman that's not afraid could overrule them.
Or you know what? It may not even be that she's extremely strong. It could be that she's experiencing some form of weakness. I'm
Okay.
going to take myself for example. When I first came out of my domestic violence situation, I was very hard on men. You know what I mean? So if you said the wrong thing to me, I would jump back at you. And I
Okay.
was like, "Who you think you're talking to?" You know what I mean? And I had taken self-defense classes. I'm like, I'm strong. You know what I'm saying? Like
Uh-oh.
I'm ready.
Yes.
It was like I almost wanted to hurt that person. That was because I still hadn't healed. But I was still
Wow.
going through that process. But because I had taken self-defense classes and I thought I was a strong person, I was ready to take you on. But that's not
That's not the
the
way.
personality that you want to have.
Okay. What's
And
the
that's not where I am today. You know what I mean? I'm very at peace because I've learned to forgive and it's just time to move on.
Yeah. I'm like that as well. I really don't like to argue or fuss. Now, I do protect myself and I stand my ground and I don't let anyone abuse me in any kind of way,
You shouldn't.
verbally or physically. So I will stop that. But for the most part, as long as that's not happening, I'm a pretty cool person to
Right.
be around. And I think that people around us, they know how to push our buttons and they know the line to cross as well, the
Absolutely.
ones that we keep in our lives.
Absolutely, that's true. But I think even as men and women, we have to learn to set boundaries, and we know what
Yes.
is acceptable and what is unacceptable to us. And I've gotten to a point where I know what I will accept and what I will not accept from a person as it relates to relationships, and that's both male and female, romantic relationships, and with people that I consider my friends. There are certain things that I just won't accept from
Yes.
either way. So it's just about healthy relationships all the way around.
Yes. Now, let's see. We have some questions here. Diva JC says, and forgive yourself for attracting that abuse to you
Yes.
as well.
I am a firm believer that a lot of times in life, whatever we put out, that's what we're going to get back.
Okay.
I grew up around abuse. I've always been, before I met my ex-husband, I was always very feisty and, you know what I mean? I'm not going for that. And so I kind of feel like you kind of receive what you put out.
Okay.
And I used to put out a lot of negative energy, so I received a lot of negative stuff. But now
Okay.
that I have experienced like the art of meditation and being at peace,
Yes.
all my relationships are very peaceful and
Good.
it is great. It just feels good.
Good. And okay, so Diva JC always, she said, remember you're a spirit having a human experience.
Yes.
We're not human beings having a spiritual experience. We're
That's good.
spiritual first. That's my mom.
Yes, I love
Yeah.
that. That's very true.
So I always she put that in my office, that we are spiritual beings having a
are.
human experience here. So just kind of take in that spiritual first and don't allow the human to overrule us.
Absolutely, and that's one of the things that I've learned to embrace over the past few years. And I think that's why I just have a sense of peace right now.
Yes. Okay, and then now Diva JC also says, talk about men who abuse because they've been abused in their childhood.
That is true. There's a saying that hurt people hurt people. And so a lot of times in life, those people that are abusers, they're abusing based on something that they've experienced in their childhood or something that they've have already gone through. It has nothing to do with you as a woman. You're not a bad person, but there's just something that they're dealing with. There's those inner demons that they have to deal with.
Yes.
And so they take it out on us, and a lot of times it makes them feel like they're in control.
Okay.
So you know what? Let me tell her that she's ugly, or that she's not cute, or that she's stupid. Let me beat her because I'm making myself feel good. Because I've already experienced this. And deep down inside, I'm hurting. And so hurt people hurt people.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to go to a commercial break where Purple is Life on Tar TV with Tamiko Lowry and Mimi Johnson. We'll be right back right after these messages. Mwah.
Meet the Williams family, the matriarch, Tyra,
Hello, world.
the baby, Mimi,
Tyra. Hey, world.
the siblings sitcom.
Say you're down, you won't cry. Let me give you good advice. Hold your head up and just tell the blues bye-bye. Hold your head up and say bye-bye to the blues. Say you lost your job, can't pay your rent because all your money's spent. Dry your eyes, yes, dry your weeping eyes. Hold your head up and just tell the blues bye-bye, bye.
Where do you post these? Because I'd be looking online. I don't never see
Hey.
these pictures.
Look, we've got Kenny York here. Kenny, you're such a inspiration because everyone knows that Tamiko Lowry is one of my sheroes. Everyone knows that. Everyone knows how much I love her. Her platform is just incredible. And then here you come. So you like the baby shero.
Oh, okay, I'll take that.
Yeah. and we got to give a shout out to Miss Vita Brown.
Hey, Vita.
With Sisters Empowerment. So I know Tamiko has some questions for you, and so my first question is let your voice be heard. So what made you want to, do this benefit show?
What made me want to do it is I am a sexual assault survivor.
Okay.
So I know what it's like to be a victim. I know what it's like to feel like you don't have a voice. I know what it's like to not have somebody to turn to. So in stepping into my healing process, I felt like it was time for me to do something to help other people, I don't want to say women, men and women, to find their voice. So I'm an artsy type of person, so I thought what better way than to have a talent showcase that's geared towards a worthy cause. So Let Your Voice Be Heard came from that, and like I said, it's a talent showcase, and we get different performers from different backgrounds, musicians, comedians, spoken word artists, singers, whoever wants to participate. And they come together, do their performances, and at the end of the night, the proceeds go to Day League, which is the DeKalb Rape Crisis Center.
Awesome.
Definitely awesome. I know you got some questions.
I do. Well, I don't know a lot about the organization that you are donating to, so can you just tell us a little bit about that?
Well, Day League, formerly known as the DeKalb Rape Crisis Center, is the only crisis center in the metro Atlanta area. So they cover they cover a lot
Just
of counties.
There's just one.
It's just
Wow.
one
Okay.
small little building on Church Street in Decatur.
Okay.
Wow.
And they're funded by donations and contributions from programs like this and different corporations. So a lot of people think when they hear, or when they used to hear DeKalb Rape Crisis Center, they thought it was county funded, but it is not. They rely on contributions. And what they offer is counseling for victims. They have a 24-hour crisis line, so you can call at any time. If you are in a bad situation, they'll come get you, take you to the hospital, whatever needs to be done.
Wow.
They do group counseling. They do counseling for children, individual counseling. So any service that you need, if you're a victim, they offer it.
That
Okay.
is great. Do we have the contact information for them, or can we look that information up? to
Uh-huh.
give
Their
out?
website.
You can look their website up. They are daily.org. Very simple, daily.org.
Daily.org. Okay.
Yep.
And you're KennyYork.com.
Com.
And it's KENNI York.
Right.
.com. With the sexual, this is this is Sexual Assault Awareness Month, April.
That's right,
It is.
April.
Okay. Who how did this come about?
You know what? Maybe 2 or 3 years ago, Obama put it in place. He made April the official National Sexual Assault Awareness Month. So amen to him.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And
Yes.
because it's so many, especially children.
Absolutely,
Yes.
especially children.
And I am, you already know
I
how
know.
mad I am about that. Okay, go ahead, Tamiko, because
No, I
I've
just
been
wanted
going
to
off.
say that I read somewhere where, I don't know if it was 2 or 4, but like, it wasn't even minutes. It was like every
2 minutes.
every 2 minutes someone is being sexually assaulted.
Every
And so
2
when I heard that, I was like, every 2 minutes?
Every 2 minutes. So that means when 2 minutes goes by, somebody
Somebody is being sexually assaulted. And
That's-
that hurt my heart. It just hurt me to the core.
And almost half
Um,
of those people, like she said, are children.
They're
Almost
children.
half.
And what about those people who don't even talk about it or who haven't reported it?
Yep, it's
These
one
are
of
just
the
the
most
reports.
underreported. Right.
So
it's
it
just
might be every 30 seconds.
It could be, and it's just as bad as domestic violence. I know I talk a lot about domestic violence awareness, but I am a survivor of sexual assault
As well.
And I remember going through that situation and going to court and having to go to the doctor and the rape kit, and it's embarrassing. And you're sitting there like, okay, I hope I don't contract anything, and so that emotional aspect of it, it's really hard to recover from. I would just remember like just crying every night. I think I cried more from that than I did from the domestic violence stuff.
It's
How
with
old?
you.
How old were you?
I mean, I was about 20, 21, and it was a very, very close friend of mine. Very close friend of my family. We would hang out together all the time, and just that night he just kind of lost it. And I couldn't figure out why.
Kenny, why? Why do people do this to people?
A lot of times the abusers have been abused themselves, so they're just reenacting what they know, what they've experienced. A lot of times when it's a relationship, when it's a man predator, he has this need to be in control, to manipulate you, to force you to do whatever it is he wants you to do. It's a control issue. It's a control thing. And those are the main two reasons that I can think of. Because I'm a sane person, so I can't understand for the life of me why an individual, especially children, would want to hurt, abuse a helpless being. I don't understand it.
And I think a lot of it can be psychological, because a normal person that is sane, what would make you want to do that, especially to a child? So I definitely think that it's psychological. It's some type of mental issues that are going on.
Yes, it's got to be.
And I know in my situation, I knew it was some sort of control. I mean, I just thought about how how he acted when we were around a group of people. He was very standoffish, but he was like that shy person that you wouldn't think would do it.
Yes.
And I think it just made him feel like he was in control.
We're going to go to a commercial break. We'll be right back.
Are you looking for that special treasure? Stop by Airport Antiques Gallery, an upscale, one-stop shopping experience. We feature some of the finest antique furniture, art, and collectible treasures from around the world. Airport Antiques and Eclectic Treasures provides professional auction and estate services for your personal valuables. We turn your treasures into... Located at 3440 Lang Avenue, Hapeville, Georgia. We are waiting for your call, 404-530-3930. That's 404-530-3930. Airport Antiques and Eclectic Treasures.
Okay, thank you. Hey, we are back. We are back. Let your voice be heard, Atlanta. So this is April 10th, Thursday. Give everyone the location.
We will be at Emory University in the Cox Ballroom, which is on the 3rd floor of Cox Hall. I'm very excited. And we'll be going from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. But if you arrive at 6:30, then you'll be just in time for the light reception that we're having and the live music, you know, for your entertainment before the show begins. So I'm very excited.
Y'all gonna have some chicken?
We don't have no chicken.
I'm gonna have to bring my own chicken.
When I say light, I mean light.
Light. That's all right. That's all right. Everybody eat a little bit before you come,
Please
and then come and enjoy the show, and then you go home and you eat you a big dinner or whatever afterward.
Whatever makes you happy.
Yeah. Okay. So your books. Oh, first of all, you're Miss Lithonia plus America.
Mrs. Lithonia, yes.
I'm just saying. Wait a minute. So wait, let's talk about that. What did you do? Did you sing? What did you do?
Well, let me tell you. To get my local title, all I did was just apply. I had to be associated with a cause, which I am, sexual assault awareness.
Yes.
Answer some questions, do an interview, bam, I got it. But now I'm competing to be Mrs. Georgia, and it just so happens that pageant is April 11th and 12th. So the day after the benefit event. So I'm going.
Nice.
Now, can we get to see you?
You can get tickets to the Miss Georgia Plus America pageant. Tickets are for final night. Tickets are $10, so they're very reasonable.
Yeah.
It will be held at, I always get this wrong, so let me say it slowly, the Capitol Hotel on Capitol Avenue, right off of 20 downtown. Okay. And that's April 12th for final night, and it starts at 6 p.m. Yep.
6 p.m. Okay. Yes. And is all of that at your website, KennyYork.com?
You can get it on my website. You can go to my page on Facebook.
Yes.
Well, okay, you have to go to my Mrs. Lithonia Plus America 2014 page to get that information.
Yes. Now, Mrs. means you're married.
Yes, I am. I'm married. Oh, and that's another thing. My 10th, I have to say this or he'll get me. My 10th anniversary is April 9th, so I love you, baby.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Yes. How does that feel?
It feels like a major accomplishment because everybody else that we know have either gotten divorced already.
Yes.
Haven't gotten married, can't make the relationships work. So we're like looking around like, oh my gosh, we're the last one standing. So.
That's good. But she's inspiration for single women like you and I that eventually God's going to give us a husband.
Yes. He will.
He will.
He will.
I'm working on the prayer of it all the time.
It's all in His timing.
Honey, and Tamiko and I, we deserve us some good husbands because
I'm preparing for this.
All right, your books.
Oh yes. My mini books. I'm at number 11 now.
Wow, that is so amazing.
Yes, I'm happy. I'm happy. I can remember when I first started out thinking, oh my goodness, it's going to be so difficult. Nobody's ever heard of me.
Right.
My sales are low. But, that's book number 1. So now book number 11, and then I'm like, okay, I see the money slowly coming in. But it's not about the money. I mean, the money is important. I got bills.
Checks.
But, for the love of the art, I love what I do. I love writing, and I'm very blessed that I can use my passion to make my living. So.
That's a blessing. It is. And I will say this as an entrepreneur, I am an artist. I was born with the gift of singing and acting and dancing and making people happy on stage, but I learned how to be a businesswoman to sell my art. So that is a blessing, and it is important. Don't ever say that money is not important. It's not the most important thing in our lives, but we need it to be able to maintain our lives. We needed to be able to maintain our organization and causes. Give everyone your website and where y'all need to go and donate.
Okay. Well, I am the founder of Still Standing Foundation. Go to thestillstandingfoundation.org/support, and you can make a donation to our Survivor Startup Fund. But what I wanted to say to you, even as being an author, I'm a new author, and my book is going to be released in 2 weeks. But one of the things that my aunt, she's also an author, and she said, you know what I like about writing is that we get to create our own ending. And because she's also a survivor of sexual assault and domestic violence, and she's like, you know, when I write, I create my ending. I create the way that I want it to end, so it can be happy, it can be sad, and that's one of the things that you can really get creative with it. So I'm on my first book. It'll be out in 2 weeks. But I have like 3 more books in the back of my head that I'm like, okay, I'm like ready to write these ones.
You know what else I want to do, Tamiko?
Yes. What's that?
I want to do a soap opera.
I think that's awesome,
And
I
want
can see you doing it.
Yeah, you know, I produce TV.
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
You have to. You have to do your own thing.
And I think that your stories in the soap opera, as well as other different types of stories, so we need to talk about that. So
we do, because I know my story. People will be like, "What? I want to watch it next week because I gotta see what she gonna do."
Tune in next week. You be there, we have them
already
on the
know.
edge of their seats.
Absolutely.
Wow. So we'll definitely have to talk about that. Tamiko, this life that you're living now with the peace that you have, express to our audience where you were and where you are now.
Okay, well, where I was, I would say that I was definitely a mess. But of course, God takes that mess and turns it into your message, in which you can help other people to heal and to understand why they went through what they went through. But I was just literally torn. I was broken. I didn't know how to put the pieces back together. And then once I began to pray and seek God, he just showed me a totally different picture from what I thought.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So that's why my book is called Wounds to Wisdom, because I was wounded. I was broken. I was what I would call a wounded woman walking, because I was walking around like, you know, I'm all that, but I'm really not, because I'm torn, I'm broken, I'm wounded.
Okay.
But once I realized that and I was able to put the pieces back together, those wounds became my wisdom, and I am still standing, and that is my story, and that's what I'm sticking to.
That's her story, and she's sticking to it.
I mean, it is.
Yes.
Just to walk around in that state, it's almost like you're a zombie, and you're just kind of walking around, and you don't know which way you're going. There's nothing like having God give you direction.
Yes. We're going to go to a commercial break. And for your commercials, make sure you contact, and I'm doing some really great specials now. And I'm also doing some sponsorships, especially for beautiful people like yourself. I got to make you a 15-second commercial, girl.
Hey.
MJTV Network at Gmail. You're logged on to mimijohnson.net and mjtvnetwork.info. We'll be right back.
Shall be. I can't get enough of you. Spinning round
exceptionally handsome.
Thanks.
Bye, Daddy.
Bye, baby. Have a good day at school.
Okay.
Oh, did I tell you guys what Gerald did for me last week?
No. Hello. Don't spare the details.
Okay, well, he cooked for me. And we danced and we went upstairs and it was like old times.
Wow.
It was so nice.
See, that's what I'm talking about. A man that can cook in the kitchen and bring it home in the bedroom.
She was so silly.
Well,
Please. Last week he almost broke her jaw. He loves me and the girls. You know that.
I can assure you that everything is fine in my home. Trust me.
Look at me. Love doesn't hurt.
Next time, you keep your damn mouth closed. Bitch.
Go on, show your sister your neck.
oh my God.
Hello?
Where in the hell are you?
All you need to know is that we're safe.
I want you to pack up your things and come home now. Do you hear me?
Listen here, you bastard. If you come over here and put your hands on any of my family again, I will blow a cap off in your ass.
Gerald Wilson. Guy's crazy. Crazier than hell.
It does not appear that this crime was motivated by money, as the victim's watch and wallet were not taken. Kill one of us?
Oh, God. Get out with your life.
Wow, I need to add that.
Okay, so what do you think about that?
That was powerful.
That's Michelangelo. You know, we think that, oh, you know, we're looking at a couple and they're looking like they're in love, but you don't know what's going on behind the scenes.
You don't know.
So what do we advise people that are getting abused and that they don't want to talk about it? They want to keep it behind the scenes. What do we tell them?
I'll say you need to love yourself more. You need to love yourself enough to get yourself and your children, if there are kids, out of that situation, because love does not hurt. Love is not putting your hands on me. Love is not blacking my eye or putting my children or me in danger. That's not love.
Right.
Love doesn't hurt. And looking at that, it was so relatable. I can think about when I was married. And from the outside looking in, everybody was like, you guys are perfect. You have this beautiful 7-bedroom home. It's huge. You have the cars. And we would entertain company. And I love to entertain company because that's when he wouldn't hurt me. Mm-hmm. He wouldn't say mean things or he wouldn't try to hit me. You know, it was just so much harmony. But when the company left, that's when everything went down. And so it's not always what you see. You know what I mean? Like, 'cause people were, when I got ready to leave, and people were like, well, why would you leave him? And he's a good man, and he got you in this nice house. And I'm like, it's not about that. You guys don't know what I had to deal with when those doors close when everybody leaves. And so that was very, very relatable. And to any woman out there, you don't deserve it. You don't deserve it. Love doesn't hurt. And when I say hurt, I mean emotionally, physically, spiritually, because I was spiritually abused. I wasn't allowed to go to church. And that was my haven. Like, I was on a dance ministry at church. To go to church and to dance on a dance ministry was so refreshing for me.
Yes.
He was like, I don't want you going. You're spending too much time in church. And so that just kind of really broke me. And so there is a such thing as spiritual abuse, mental abuse, physical abuse. And so it's more than just the physical. Mm-hmm. For me, I would say the mental and the spiritual abuse hurt more than anything.
Yeah.
Because you feel like you're stuck. Like, that's my outlet. Like, I need to go to church. That was my outlet, and I couldn't do that.
I can understand that. I can understand that. Well, we're getting ready to wrap our show up. In fact, we're going to go to a commercial break real quick, and we'll be right back because we just want to just do some recapping and then just kind of give everybody, a good message. And we just thank you all for tuning in. If you know someone that is being abused, or if you yourself are being abused, you can contact Tamiko Lowry, the Still Standing Foundation. She can give you information and advice as to what to do and where to go. Okay, we'll be right back. We're looking for the sexual assault phone number for those of you that need it. So if you are being mentally, physically, sexually abused, we want to give you some information so that you can go ahead and you can make the phone calls that you need to make. Make sure that you come to Kinney Enterprises Presents Let Your Voice Be Heard in Atlanta, Sexual Assault Awareness Month for April, which is this month, and April 10th on Thursday. We want to come out and we want to support Kinney Enterprises. Let Your Voice Be Heard. Log on to KENNIYork.com for more information. And you have the phone number?
I do. This is the National Sexual Assault Hotline, and this one number can get you in touch with any crisis center closest to you. The number is 1-800-656-4673.
Say it again.
One more time, 1-800-656-4673, and that will put you in contact with any crisis center closest to you.
Good. Okay,
Man,
great.
That's great.
Yeah, we need to be able to give more information like that all the time. And also, Tamiko, just give everyone your direct email.
Yes. Here at the Still Standing Foundation, we can help you to put together a survivor safety plan. So if you are ready to leave your abusive relationship and you want to do it safely, you can contact our office at info@thestillstandingfoundation.org or www.thestillstandingfoundation.org. And one of our mentors will sit with you one-on-one and help you put together a personal domestic violence safety plan to help you leave safely.
And do you have a hotline? Do you have a telephone hotline?
I don't have a hotline. I mean, if it's an emergency, you need to call 911. But if you just need somebody to talk to or somebody to be your accountability partner and just to be a listening ear, you can definitely call the Still Standing Foundation at what's our number?
It is. Is it the number that I call you on all the time?
It is not the number that you call me on. Oh my gosh.
Oh, okay. We're gonna give you a.
Oh my gosh.
Wait for it.
Embarrassed.
Don't worry about it. Is it 800? Is it an 800 number? 678
It's 754-777 stand. That's 77 STAND 754-777-8263.
Okay, that's all right. You got a lot on your mind, girl.
Yes.
I do. This sexual assault thing has me a little bit, going somewhere, but
it well, it's very it touches us in ways because when we're women that have been physically abused, whether somebody knocked us down or punched us in the face or raped, physically assaulted us. We've been there, so it touches us.
It does. It really does.
And so you're thinking about everyone that you can help, and at the same time keep yourself in check.
Right.
Keep yourself in order.
Yes.
Because in all actuality, we're emotional human beings as women, especially. And I got my eyelashes on, so I ain't about to cry on TV. But these things make us frustrated.
Yes. It does.
They make us feel like we are not in power, because even though we're powerful now, they're for every 2 minutes.
Every 2 minutes.
Someone is getting sexually abused, and we're right here. We can't do nothing about it. But we can be the voice.
Well,
Absolutely.
definitely. And if you're out there, be a voice. Be an advocate for domestic violence. Be an advocate for sexual assault. Your voice matters.
Yes, it does. All right. TheStillStandingFoundation.org, KennyYork.com, MimiJohnson.net. You're logged on to MJTVNetwork.info, Positive Influential TV. We have now 4 programs that we're running, with 3 more by the end of this year. There will be 7 programs that will be running on our network. Yes, Ted Turner, watch out. Here I come. And I'm coming around the mountain. And when I come around that mountain, it's a piece of the pie out there for everybody.
Absolutely.
For everybody. Like Ted already got his. I need mine too. I'm just saying I'm next in line. That's all I'm saying. All right. Well, we love you much. Thank you so much. And on 3, we're going to say tartar. 1, 2, 3. Tartar. We're still here. Check it.